The figures don't lie. From all over the country and the global community, they came. Each one filled with great anticipation and a desire to learn and to share their knowledge. On the most relevant and controversial issues faced by the contact center industry. Outshining all previous contact center events, the International Contact Center Conference and Expo 2012 made history in September as the biggest single event to conquer the Philippine outsourcing and offshoring industry. A most fitting start to the ceremonies was the State of the Industry report delivered by CCAP President Benedict Hernandez. More than the usual report, the upbeat introduction highlighted the glowing and growing figures of the industry's accomplishments in the last decade.
I think that's simply amazing to see this large, mature industry keeping its growth rate at extremely high levels.
On the way to hitting its target of 862,000 employees by 2016, the Philippines continues to demonstrate resilience in the face of economic challenges experienced worldwide, especially in its primary market, the U.S. Adapting to these challenges, the country has begun entering new growth markets like the UK and Australia, territories whose time zones are closer to ours, allowing us to utilize untapped industry capacity for daytime operations. This meant more attractive work hours to agents. A growing knowledge of cultures and business practices beyond that of the U.S. has now begun. Apart from English, the demand for Asian language proficiency is on the rise, particularly for Korean, Chinese, Thai, and Bahasa. This is proof of the growing presence of Western companies in Asia, a result of their adaptation to the sluggish growth in traditional markets. Finally, the industry is becoming more diversified, with the emergence of new markets in healthcare and gaming, and continuing growth in the traditional markets of banking, finance, and insurance. Undeniably, the plenary sessions in this year's Expo reflected the extensive range of topics people in the industry would like to learn more about. Among the most popular topics covered was understanding how world geopolitical forces shape and influence the trends in the industry.
It is not English alone that will make you survive this industry. It would be adaptation and innovation. In fact, I think it is innovation that will drive the industry to more value-added services.
Another topic of interest to the audience was the future of technology. The quick pace by which technologies change pose a big challenge to companies as to where they will invest for the future.
83% of consumers, these are end consumer numbers, will buy more from companies that make doing business easier. that make doing business seamless. It's not just about voice anymore.
Lead for the talent consulting business for Southeast Asia of Powers.
One of the most significant topics covered was the continuing challenge of attracting and retaining top quality workforce. The expanding partnership between the industry, academe, and the government is seen as an effective formula in solving this challenge. One solution that already works is the ongoing near-hire training scholarships offered by CCAP and TESDA.
We can control the kind of skill set that we foresee would be required for the future. And some of the two things which come out as very, very critical in this, one is of course the global skills that will be required, and the second one is agile thinking. So I think what's important along with changing the education system is for our corporates to actually put together a strategy to change the thinking of the people who are bringing up these children.
The digital immigrants and the digital native.
Capping the first day is a discussion on the future of outsourcing within the next 10 years. From the viewpoint of the industry's senior executives, the future of outsourcing and offshoring looks bright and moving on the right track.
I believe 10 years from now, anybody who joins our industry would have a device. It may not be BlackBerry, it may be something completely different, but that would allow them to be 24/7 in what they need to do. So it takes away the whole concept of whether somebody has to be at home or at work or play.
The second day of the conference had breakout sessions in 4 simultaneous tracks. Each one covered a more detailed aspect of the innovations and solutions companies use to remain competitive. These topics focused on operations, people management, solutions, and career development.
A lot of Filipinos are not born leaders because we like to follow. We're a bit of a submissive culture.
100% of their hires through Facebook and subsequently through Silk Roads.
All of your competitors also have access to anyone they want, anytime they want. And all those individuals have a lot of information that they can access about you. How good of an employer are you? What's it really like to work there?
Engaged workers result in 12% higher profitability for the company.
Capping the expo was a keynote address from former Senator Ramon Magsaysay Jr. and a closing address and call to action by CCAP President Benedict Hernandez.
So it's important that you keep on expanding, because in each expansion you have pulled up a certain sector of our youth to become enabled economically.
Hence, our goal is not just to keep pace with the future of contact centers. Our goal is to shape it and pursue it with the same rigor, commitment, and excitement we had building the world's largest contact center practice.
This was then followed by the keynote message from His Excellency President Noynoy Aquino, who expressed his full support and encouragement to the industry.
Ours is truly a winning partnership, and I know that we can continue working together to bring your industry, our country, and the Filipino people to even greater heights.
All in all, this year's expo generated the inspired participation of industry players, schools, local government units, government agencies, and other industry stakeholders. Visited by more than 7,000 guests in 2 eventful days under one roof, the SMX Convention Center. Among the most attended activities in this year's ICCCE were the industry orientation sessions for students. Opening with a short overview about the industry and followed by a career talk by call center HR and recruitment representatives. The sessions successfully enlightened students on career opportunities that await them, increasing their motivation to pursue a job as call center employees, and improving their chances of getting hired during the ICCCE's job fair. This year's job fair attracted 4,433 individuals in search of their ideal job. A huge improvement in turnout compared to last year, and with many applicants eager to start work immediately. Newly introduced in this year's ICCCE, the business matching successfully hosted meetings between call centers and various schools, local governments, and vendors. At least 10 of these meetings yielded positive results, including the partnerships between 6 call centers and 14 schools, 2 vendors with several schools, and 2 call centers with the National ICT Confederation of the Philippines, or NICP. Special meetings by the NICP and the CCAP Procurement Council were also hosted this year. These and other activities once again proved that the ICCCE has successfully leveled up in bringing together all stakeholders of the entire contact center industry under one roof. The ICCCE is truly the flagship event for CCAP, a much-awaited annual event that simply grows bigger and better year after year. The International Contact Center Conference and Expo 2012. Solid proof that all eyes are now on the Philippines as it proudly takes its place as the global hub for the contact center industry.